I'm glad that none of you here have been scandalized by the bad publicity I in the chapel have gotten this past week in the press and the media. Well, maybe that's why our attendance is so low today, not because of the weather. Yes, even on television. Because of an exorcism I performed about 3 weeks ago, which got into the news why the powers that be in the Vatican II Church have denounced me once again, as to be expected, as a renegade priest, and a network even went so far as to call me a defrocked priest, and another said I was starting a new church. So anyway, brethren, just that's to be expected, and that being at odds as we are here in the chapel with the Vatican II Reformation and the enemies that are in control of the church, that's all to be expected. The Chancery and the media are bosom friends in the current situations and have been since Vatican II. Anyway, with that as a preface, I'd like to have, by way of a postscript to last Sunday's sermon on the subject of exorcism, a list, rather haphazard, I'm sorry to say. I haven't had time to put it in too much order, but a random list of the devil's traps for you in the way of things or practices that are connected with the occult, if not directly, indirectly. Our Lord himself, as you know, said that the devil is the prince of this world. The prince of this world. That is the world of the majority of men who are of the world and not of God, of Christ. Those who live in sin are the devil's kingdom. Anyway, never was he more, I dare say, the prince of the world than in these apocalyptic times. I explained last week, called your attention last week to the fact that the witchcraft, which is certainly the tool of the devil, is a veritable plague throughout the world. Spiritual age, if you will. And so I want to give you, I say, a random list, not necessarily complete, of the devil's traps in this regard. Take heed. Beware of certain games. Video games or board-type games. The Ouija board, of course, is a classic way, and I dare say still the most common way, of people getting obsessed or possessed by the devil. Video or board-type games that particularly depict devils and demons or spells. Beware of them. Beware of role-playing games, like the Dungeons and Dragons I mentioned last week, where people take on act the part of an evil spirit or a demon or some other evil person. That can lead to demonic infestation. Beware of certain toys, many toys now, those that have demonic-looking action action figures, the so-called transformers, or masters of the universe. Beware of them. Watch out for cartoons depicting so-called powers or forces like Smurfs, Care Bears, whatnot. These all smack of the devil. Movies that show occult practices, tarot cards, mind reading, fortune telling, levitation. Again, powers and forces and ghosts and spells. These things are very obviously connected with the demonic. Beware of certain science fiction movies with overtones of the occult, the superstitious, of witchcraft. For example, the Star Wars trilogy and the E.T., extraterrestrial. Beware of books or even novels that have to deal with witchcraft. You can even read such books out of curiosity. Books that deal with horror and things grotesque and gruesome and perverse, especially by Stephen King, and the Goosebumps books for children by R.L. Stein. Anything that smacks of New Age, beware of. Symbols, jewelry, the peace symbol, that upside down cross with the broken arms that's been come back into vogue as it was 20 years ago. Amulets like the Italian horn, the devil's tooth, and other knickknacks that are of a pagan or Indian motif for mantelpieces and or decorations. Beware of so-called transcendental meditation that comes from the Far East. That's Hindu or Buddhism, or anything that has to do with so-called mind control and concentration, special concentration. These things can lead to the demonic, playing with fire. Beware of what they call biorhythm and biofeedback. Over preoccupation with health, certain health remedies. The other result of pagan religion. I have to say that I kind of get the creeps when I go into these health food stores. Some of the things they have in them. I feel comfortable in myself. You have to beware of the martial arts, which are connected with the Far East, pagan cultures, which can get you involved in that mind concentration, meditation. Can lead you, I say, into the hands of the devil himself. Beware of dolls, certain dolls. The Cabbage Patch doll, which I understand is still in vogue, or the so-called witch dolls that people put in their kitchens. That's funny. For giving an open door to the devil. Don't have any statues or pictures or posters or paintings of things demonic or of pagan deities such as Buddhas and Venus statues or pictures. God help us. Or things monsters, or pictures or paintings of immoral actors or so-called stars. Beware of even Native American articles. That's pagan. Be demonic. Don't have rock records in the house. Of course, don't listen to rock music, especially the so-called hard or acid rock. We mentioned last week, for instance, I think many of the suicides, the teenage suicides, are the result of such records. And the horoscopes have nothing to do with those. That's certainly a superstition and the work of the devil. They should be called horror scopes, not horoscopes. Horror scopes. Have a horror of them. Beware of and hypnotism. Hypnotism can lead to the demonic obsession or possession too. Have nothing to do with any sort of Pentecostalism. As many Catholics and Novatorial Catholics are involved in. That is worshiping, professing to worship God, but not in ways sanctioned traditionally by the Catholic Church, and therefore a form of superstition. People who are slain in the spirit are apt to become possessed by devils. Speaking in so-called tongues, which can be demonic gibberish. In general, brethren, beware of anything that smacks of the demonic, the grotesque, and the pagan. Such as I say, is anything from the Far East or anything of it from Indian culture. And when you have any doubt about anything, then ask me. Ask me whether it's dangerous or not. Our God, as Scripture says, is a jealous God. Jealous God. He will not share His prerogatives with anybody else, much least of all the demons of hell. And if you flirt with those demons by tampering with superstitions or the occult or witchcraft, then what better punishment do you deserve than to be handed over to the power of the devil? And the Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost.